Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got that live tournament action continuing here. It is going to be ViNNY and Kodak going to be battling it out now. It will be a Protoss versus Terran, or Terran versus Protoss, whichever way you want to look at it. But that's not the real treat. NJax, for the third game in a row, is joining me as my best friend and co-caster in the entire world. NJax, how are you tonight?
Doing great. Glad to be your best friend, man.
Well, I need friends tonight. I'll tell you, I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, and it is nice to have somebody helping me out cast. Very much appreciated. It's nice that we can count on people like NJax to come out, help us out here at alt.Stracraft, and that is what we've got here. Do make sure to check out her cast with Aegis on Monday nights. She and Aegis do cast the Novice Tournament, so if you are a bronze or silver level player, make your way to that tournament. They are tons of fun. I think phenomenal casters, and it's actually quite a nice little evening, don't you think, the Monday nights?
Yeah, it's a nice little evening. Nice little amount of lower league players who just come out to have fun and, aren't really... Well, they do try to show off a bit, but, it's lower league. So it's more for fun than really anything.
Right. Well, that's good. And I think that we've seen a lot of people having fun with that lower level tournament in the past. And it's nice that it is going to be running now once a week, every single Monday night. We should see, guys, a lot more people starting to come out and join that one, and give you and Aegis a lot more opportunity to do some casting, huh?
Oh yeah, it'd be fun indeed.
So scouts from both players are making their way around the map. Looks like standard openers thus far, but ViNNY promised that he was going to be going for a new build here. So he's got some sort of trick up his sleeve he wants to show us here. He's going to use it against a Protoss player, so I'm kind of interested to see what it's going to be. Now, Kodak, I've seen him play before. It's been a while, but quite honestly, I can't remember what level he is. So I'm going to go out to the to the website real quick and just take a look. He is indeed a master level player. Looks to be fairly highly ranked. Wow, he's got a great track record on Zeke too. He wins a lot of tournaments.
Well, there's a lot of great players in this tournament, and a lot of them do win a lot of tournaments. But yeah, it's just incredible the amount of people that alt.Stracraft get that are just that talented at this game.
Right. The one thing to note, I think I do like that too. It's very nice to have that many people coming out and support us. But notice that ViNNY is going completely gasless here, and he's taking a command center here 3.5 minutes in. How does that make you feel, NJax? Does this make you want to shake him and say, "Wake up, man! What are you doing?" Or does this make you fairly happy?
It's in the long run, if you're looking for a longer game, yeah, it's a good move. Really, a Protoss isn't that great of a threat until their warp gate is really up. So it's a good idea. I don't know how much he's scouted. Well, he's scouting everything right now, so he knows that this is probably a safe bet at the moment. So I think it's all right. He's got Marines to defend the front, and that's he really doesn't have that much to worry about. And seeing that Kodak is also expanding, so it's really just probably going to end up being a longer game now.
Yeah, good. I love good old macro games. We do have more barracks going down here for ViNNY, so it looks like he is going to commit at this point to an infantry build, which I like. I think that even given the new metagame where a lot of Protoss are going Charge Lot, Archon, and Storm and things like that, tends to be very, very good against an infantry army. I still think that there are timing windows early enough in this game where you can take advantage of a nice infantry build, because you get out your upgrades for your infantry a little bit faster than they get Storm out, for instance, as well as sooner than what they will have a critical number of charge lots as well. So I think that there's some great timing issues that Terran can take advantage of, and ViNNY tends to be one of those players that is able to figure out what timing windows he does have available to him, and it looks like he is going to go for that type of attack. But here comes Kodak with a forward pylon, and I think he's going to start putting on some 3-gate pressure here.
Well, that forward pylon was immediately scouted as soon as it was put down, so ViNNY is well aware that this is coming.
Right.
So he'll be able to make defenses in time, and he's throwing down another bunker in defense. So I don't think that 6 Stalkers is going to push up if this bunker completes in time. If it doesn't, then maybe we might see some trouble.
There he goes. He is going to take out the bunker. I would have liked to have seen some repair here from ViNNY. Should have had a couple SCVs there at the ready. But he is going to have this bunker over here complete. That's really going to help him out here. But Wow, he's got to be super careful with these Marines, and I love how he's abusing the high ground advantage here. And that finally that bunker does complete. Lucky for him, and he is going to get this second one now up and running as well. So I think defensively you're correct, and we're going to see him hold on here for a good little while. And Kodak's going to have to come up with a little bit more than just that if he wants to continue forward with this aggression. But I think he's going to start transitioning out of it. He's taking some more gas, and probably going to see some new tech out of him. He does have his Twilight Council going down. We'll see what tech he will get off of that. It'll be interesting to see.
I'm half tempted to believe that he's probably going to go Blink Stalker just for the fact that he already has Stalkers.
Right.
But he could also surprise us and start going into High Templar or Storm, as you mentioned before. We honestly could see. And there's a scan coming down, so that Twilight Council is immediately spotted and shown as researching. So Vinny knows something is up.
Yeah, and he saw the chrono too. That's a real good telltale sign that it is going to be blink. You tend to really want to get that out as fast as possible. It's something that you want to spring on your opponent. And so that's good scouting there from Vinny. Vinny should be in pretty nice shape here, but Pylon's going down all over the map right now for Kodak, so it's kind of an interesting little deal here. But look at how many Pylons he's got. That's crazy, Train. But I do want to mention real quick.
That's a waste.
Yeah,
I almost think that's a waste.
I mean, he's gonna get scouting information off of it, and no one his opponent's gonna try and take a base, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, he doesn't. He could do that just as well with a probe or a zealot, which is reusable, I guess. Yeah, it's just one of those things. So I mean, Vinny in pretty nice position. I do want to mention real quick that JJ out on the live stream says that the build he has seen this build from Vinny before, and that it is
okay.
An all-in type of build. He's going to get siege tanks here, and he was right about that. We do have siege tanks coming out on the field as well as some Hellions here, and that he's going to take once he gets to about 56 SCVs and about 8 siege tanks, that he's going to head out across the field, 40+ Marines, and that should be pretty interesting little attack. Quite honestly, that's a big all-in, and it's very, very iffy that Kodak would be able to hold it off. I wouldn't necessarily call it a coin flip for Vinny, but I mean, it's definitely a risk. If it is held off, you could call it a GG on Vinny's side of the map. But looks like this pause action is going for a good old long while, and we're going to zoom in and zoom out because that is the only thing we can do while paused.
La 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 la. I actually, if I may point out, Raven, and I actually heard Rotterdam today on IEM say, why aren't Ravens used more? Well, I think Vinny heard that because there's the Raven.
Yeah. Well, Raven is such a nice unit here for Vinny to get. I mean, just if he can have just enough energy to toss down 1 point defense drone, it really makes a big difference in the initial attack. It makes it that much more difficult for Kodak to hold off this very, very aggressive play, if indeed that is what Vinny's going for here, is a big all-in type of push. But we'll see if that's going to be the case. Right now, map control definitely going to Kodak. He's got both of the towers. He's got great vision all over the map. And there is the go. Looks like Vinny beefing up here. He's got plenty of tanks, good couple bunkers, and notice that Kodak does have his back door set up here for defense with some stalkers. He's got 6 stalkers there just guarding the back side there. Pretty good. I like this play from him. He is going to be grabbing charge out here as well, which is kind of interesting. Blink with charge I think is actually a pretty smart deal. Another scan going down is going to reveal the chrono going down on the Twilight Council again, so he's going to know the only thing that it could be now is charge. So he knows that those upgrades are on the way there. And it's a pretty nice little upgrade. I love the high temps here for Kodak. He does have Storm about to be complete as well, so I mean, he's looking to be in pretty good shape. Looks like he's going to toss down his robotics facility, and I assume that is going to be for his, what do you call it? I can't remember. Oh, observer. That's what he's going to get as an observer.
You could have just said the robot that flies around that sees things. Then I would have told him.
That's what I meant. But notice that Kodak was blinking stalkers up here to try and have these tanks blast away a couple of Marines. It's a smart little play, but he also does get a good scout out there. But he did have to sacrifice 2 stalkers to do it. And I'll tell you, stalkers are not cheap. So something he's going to want to be careful with. Vinny is taking the lead here in the supply count, not by tons, but just the 2 bases for Kodak as well. Wow, Kodak being very aggressive with these stalkers.
Well, they're worth 125 minerals and 50 gas, so every single time you lose one, that's, quite an investment. So throwing them away is just not a good idea.
Right. I agree. Absolutely agree. I love the Raven out here guarding this front door. Vinny's in phenomenal shape right now. And notice that he's not gearing up for a third base. I would like to see Kodak gear up for his third here. I think for him it's an absolute necessity. There goes his probe right now. He's going to go ahead and take that third, it appears. I think this is a smart play here from Kodak. He can't expect that Vinny is going to be moving out for like an all-in push at this point. It's almost 14 minutes in. All-in push is 10. This would tend to be a little bit late for that, but this is a build that Vinny apparently has been working on. He's got a post on BattleNet about it. Apparently he's got a lot of views on his post, and so a lot of people talking about this particular build. And I think that's neat to see Vinny, kind of taking the initiative, trying to come up with something new. He's a metagamer in that sense. Pretty cool stuff.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The more players that do that, the more this game will evolve, and that's a brilliant thing to have happen.
Yeah. And JJ just linked everybody to that topic, so do go check that out. Go ahead and bump his thread. Super nice stuff to see him getting some recognition for the hard work that he puts in metagaming. Kodak here looks like he is going to try and be, cruise up here. He wants to get a scout out on what's going on. He does see a little bit there. Vinny is about ready to start moving out here, though, I would think. Notice that Kodak still has not taken that base. It looked like he was going to for a moment, but he never took it. There it goes.
He has one probe long distance mining.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there. Oh, there it finally goes down, but he long distanced at least 3 times from it before he put that Nexus down. That's a scary push.
It is a scary push. He does have a lot of SEVs here. Notice that he didn't pull all of them, however, so he's not completely all in at this point. Not that you're ever all in as a Terran player. I mean, you've always got mules, right? But
those stalkers are going to melt.
Yeah, Kodak's trying to get in the way to slow this down. That is not going to happen. These blue flag Hellions here are a smart move. They will absolutely really be super effective against these Zealots here as long as they can stay back just a little bit. Here comes the push. Love how Vinny was sieged up very, very quickly. Good storms going down here for Kodak, and that is going to cost Vinny quite a few of his units there right off the bat. A lot of repairs going down on these tanks. Still too many tanks, I think, on the ground for Kodak to deal with. What are you thinking here?
Well, that charge lot, well, he's dead now, but that one charge lot cleaned about 3 tanks before he died. So that took out all the tanks, really. And I honestly think Kodak's going to defend this. And, yeah. Wow. Vinny GG's.
GG's. He says he's playing rusty. That is a sad deal, but Kodak, phenomenal job holding that off. I was actually quite impressed. It came down to the ability for him to reinforce. He was really on top of his warp bins there and had just the right amount of immortals at the end. So nicely done. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be going into another game here momentarily. We'll catch you guys then.